fantastic. I went live last night at like 9:30. We went to
Right?
basically 4 in the morning, and
Mhm.
it was crazy. There was like 100 people there at 4 in the morning, still on this live stream.
Jeez.
You
I
really
mean,
had that many people?
yes, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that, man. I wish I could have jumped in
I
with you, man. You guys
know.
were on a damn
It
marathon.
was a marathon, bro. And dude, speaking of which, real quick, guys, before we get started, I know we're running late,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. We'll be.
but
Yeah, we're like
did you
10 minutes,
guys
10
have
minutes
a
behind.
chance to see that Brazilian trailer for Scream
Dude,
6
somebody
that
sent
dropped?
that to me.
Did they?
Yeah,
Y'all,
somebody sent that to me. Dude, like,
bro,
dude, you want to talk about spoilers?
dude.
That
Oh my
thing, that thing
gosh.
is, that thing has crazy
Yes.
spoilers. With Kirby, I don't know if we should talk about it on the stream.
Well, Knight, have you
No.
seen it? Well, no. We don't want.
Yes.
Let's not talk about. Have you seen it?
Yes, I
you
saw it because I was working and it was, I don't
okay,
even know what it was, like 2 in the morning or something like that I
Yeah.
had seen it.
bro. So you saw the little section that like half a second where Kirby's in the Ghostface costume with the bloody knife.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
what are you doing?
Is that
How could they
confirmation?
show that?
Is that confirmation that she's the killer? Like, that's kind
I
of what.
think
That's
What
how
else
I
could
feel.
it be?
I think so. I think they ruined it. They spoiled the dang ending
Oh,
in the
man.
shrine, and there's Kirby with a bloody knife in a costume. I'm like,
Yes.
what are
Oh
you
my
doing?
God.
How did they get that trailer in Brazil? Well, first of all, how did anybody get that? I don't even understand it.
I
Well,
don't know,
there
man.
were
I
like
don't know.
different like like snippets depending on where we were at. But I
That's
don't know.
true.
I don't think we should talk about that on the
No,
stream
No,
man.
because
No.
then you
no.
know people are gonna go look for it on
And they're
the
gonna be like,
Yes.
"Oh, you guys spoiled it, and this and that." And
yeah,
mm-mm.
and then people are gonna
Yeah.
get upset.
If nothing else, we just need to warn everyone.
Right.
Hey, look, there's a trailer out there.
Oh, hey, oh.
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craven something scary.
Hello, Sydney.
KillJoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Nightwatch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken.
What's going on with everyone? Lethal Collective Fridays, ready to rock. Craven something scary is with me, and of course, Faith decided. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, just talking about this non-existent trailer, man, was great.
Man, that was
Uh,
that's horrible.
oh, dang it.
Oh Lord. What's up, Tori and Howard and Russell? And we got Jennifer as well in the chat.
So we
Just saying
should
hi.
probably just say it, right, Night? Like, just
Well,
in case.
Look, man, you gotta.
What do you think?
Russell's like, I'm just glad they didn't give away from the trailer.
Oh,
much
no.
away from the trailer. Oh no, guys. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh Lord. Hold on. Oh, God. I'm catching up, man.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Tori's like, talk about it. Jake said, Steven, don't spoil.
Jake Paul.
Oh my God. Lindsay said, you guys are live. All right, Steven, you can throw it out there.
Okay, guys, look, if you were here and you heard that, don't worry. It was a joke. We're having a little fun with everybody. It's day 2 after the trailer. So don't worry. We did not see Kirby in a Ghostface costume with a bloody knife in the shrine. It did not happen. There's no Brazilian trailer that shows that, so you're okay. We just wanted to joke around a little bit.
Or is there?
Or yeah,
man.
dun, dun, dun.
Matthew's like, you got me. Oh Lord, you
that
gotta
was
have
fun.
fun, man. You gotta have fun. You sons of guns. Oh Lord, yes, we are playing movies and breakfast. You guys are playing, right? Yes,
Yes.
we are.
But we are going to
Oh
talk
my
about the
God.
trailer and stuff.
We are going to talk about.
Oh,
the
yeah.
trailer. Yes,
We do have a lot.
yes. Holy, that was funny. Oh man.
It's good
But-
time.
All right, guys. So where do we want to start? Obviously, we're going to talk about the Scream 6 trailer. We've had conversations, we've done live streams. Obviously, Steven, you did a 5-hour marathon after doing a couple hours on your channel, and then
Yes.
it was like 3 on mine
Yes,
in the
right.
morning, dude. You logged literally more than a work day worth.
I did 5 hours in the morning. I did six, just over 6 hours at night
Wow,
yesterday.
man.
And I felt it, man. When I logged
Yeah.
off at 4 in the morning, I was completely drained. I mean,
Yes.
I was out, dude, for the count.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Russell, I'm glad, man. We were going to have a little fun. That was.
Oh man.
Jonathan says you had me looking it up.
Yeah, right? Extron said, I had a feeling y'all were joking, but you guys are good actors. Y'all made it look real. Marie said, I got so scared.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, that's
All
great.
right.
But
So go ahead, Fate.
I was just say, just dive into stuff that we talked about, things that we saw. For starters, obviously Kirby's back.
Yep.
It was nice to see her. It was nice to get a
Yes.
little established.
Mhm.
There's a line that Kirby says. You don't see her say it. You hear it over the thing where she
Mhm.
says, this killer is different than the last one, or unlike any of the others. And then you
Yeah.
hear Ghostface tell Gail that exact same line,
Mhm.
which I think is very interesting. Now,
It is very interesting.
I don't think they're gonna make Kirby the killer or involved, but you wouldn't be surprised because. So I
Mhm.
made a video about that, and so like, there's no way Kirby could be the killer. I wouldn't say that though. Like, one, it's not her. It's not Radio Silence's character. For
Right.
one. Two, like they having her. Like, how much of a shock would it be if she's the killer compared to somebody else? Like, who else? Which, by the way, that shot was incredible. I hope that's in
Yes.
the movie, and it's
They
not
better keep
the.
it.
And it's
Yes.
not the silhouette thing. That
Yeah.
thing where you see Ghostface's silhouette in the stained glass, like that
Yeah.
was incredible.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Shot. But we talk about that in a second. But the Kirby thing is, so they're never gonna make Gail the killer. Sam, like that might be a little bit of a twist, but I mean, in reality, like I think a lot of people feel like she is gonna go dark side at one point. I just said they kind of did that with Jill, that whole thing. Tara, maybe that would be a little surprising, but like the Meeks twins, you can make an argument for both Meeks twins, right? I mean, and you can even make an argument for Tara because they could have.
You definitely could.
They could have easily killed Tara, and instead they tie her in and put her up into the closet, right? Like that was a little strange. Mindy gets stabbed and just plays dead. Like the Radio Silence said they want to, exert expectations and they want to, just surprise people, right? Like who would be more surprising than to have Kirby be Ghostface? I don't think there would be a more shocking one. And I mean, good writing, good storytelling can make it make sense. Most people, and I said this in my video that I talked about this on, most people that turn into serial killers, stuff like that, have a traumatic experience. You never hear like, oh yeah, they had this, they had the perfect life, mom, dad were great, tons of attention, lived it. It's usually like some tragic event or some form of abuse or something that led to them just snapping. Like, maybe that's the case with Kirby. I don't necessarily think it'll happen, but that I thought that line was very interesting. Some of the scenes and the shots that they had of her were very like just her expressions and stuff. But what are your thoughts on Kirby? What do you think is going to happen with Kirby?
Well, real quick before we get to Kirby, I just want this real quick because Jennifer sent in a $5 super chat.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
So thank you so much, Jennifer. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Jennifer.
it. And saying love the and Friday from Gail's wrongly accused the musical thoughts. Well, maybe. Well, we talked about a couple ideas with the whole shrine thing on our live streams. I guess that could be possible. It's definitely. I'm thinking it's not police evidence. That's what I'm thinking. It's replicas, recreations, replicas, or halls, or whatever you want to call them. So maybe there could be some props
Yep.
from the musical, kind of a combination. I mean, who knows? Might even have something that was, some type of evidence or whatever. But I think the majority of it is replicated, recreations of stuff. Because that's just a lot of stuff, man. We've shown
Too much stuff.
and yeah, and we've talked about it. We'll show some images of that too, but it's just too much stuff for it to all be authentic.
The stuff from Ghostface, it's got like,
Exactly.
Yes.
how do you get all that? I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
unless that could also be a clue that Kirby is involved, right? If she's an FBI agent, she might have, maybe she has connections, and could be able to get all this stuff and maybe it was all in like a same warehouse, and Kirby was able to get people access, or Dermot Mulroney. Like if it is the real stuff, you got to imagine that it's somebody that would be able to access all this stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or it could be, I mean, because they do have they have like the Bonnie and Clyde car. They have, they have serial killer memorabilia, all that stuff. That's like the real stuff in like museums and stuff. Maybe that was all stuff that was supposed to be a real museum of Ghostface that they were going to do, that somebody was able to steal all this stuff. Maybe it was all on a truck and the truck got robbed, or, something.
Could
like
be.
that. Something crazy.
Yeah. I think for me right now, I'm going with the idea that it is a combination of stab movie props and replicas that were recreations of these items, because there's no way you're going to have a half-charred fax machine. That fax machine in Scream 3 is completely disintegrated.
It is toast.
So that right there tells me, okay, that's not the authentic item. So I believe they're replicas. I really do. I think there's stab. That could be stab props that were used in the real stab. At least the first 3 stab movies, and the rest of them are recreations, replicas. That whoever's doing this, whether it be a wealthy mastermind, which I think has to be part of it, or it is a cult of Ghostface where you've got multiple people that are collecting, creating these items, purchasing them to make their shrine, and I don't expect, really, honestly, any of these to be real. I think they're the only one that seems to have any weight to it, I think, could be Billy's mask, which is, in glass, which of course it's not there now, but the glass case, all the other robes are just on mannequins. It's the only one in glass, encased in glass. And the way that, and I know I'm probably jumping ahead, but when we see Sam hold that mask at the end, I think it's the end of the movie, that scene there, I think that's the end. That's going to be one of the very last things we see. And if it was a replica or a stage prop, I don't think she would be having it.
Right.
She would not be. I think that to me means that is real. But I don't think anything else is. Most of anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. And also, Denisha's coming in with a super chat, a $2 super chat, saying, "You guys trying to get me to have a heart attack." Sorry, Denisha.
What does the moderator do when the hosts or when the channel owners are giving spoilers? They can't.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Right.
Nothing
you can do. Nothing you can do. That's too funny. All right. So yeah, but back to what you were saying, Fade, about Kirby, whether or not we think that Kirby could be revealed.
What do you think her role is going to be, period? Like, do you think that that's a possibility that they can make her Ghostface? Do you think that, do you think she lives? Do you think she dies? Do you think?
Well, I mean, at this point, we got to assume that pretty much anything can be possible, except for, obviously it's not Gale. We know that. I mean, if that would happen, that'd be like, what the hell? But a lot of stuff is quite possible. I don't know if they do that with Kirby or not. There's that big part of me, and that's probably the fan in me, just because I'm such a fan of her character. But, and we've talked about this before, she would have, certain connections and the capability to pull off certain things. And like you said, also coming from a situation where she was a victim, she was a survivor, so what does that do to a person? So it is possible. If I was to take a guess, I would say she's not involved. What do I think will happen in the movie? Man, I don't know, but there's a part of me that thinks that she may not make it through this movie. There's a big part of me thinking that if obviously if she's not involved, but then again, if she is involved, maybe she'll be one of the killers that are going to be axed. Because I do think there's more than one killer.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll necessarily be like Ghostface. Like, but I could see her being like the mastermind. You know, like I could see her. You know, maybe she was the one that created the Dreaded thread and all that stuff. You know, Scream's YouTube channel, or not YouTube channel, Twitter account. Didn't they post something that says like I've been working on this for a long time? You know,
I remember that.
They did. They said something. Actually, I saw it last night. It was
I've been working on this for a long time. Kirby,
like,
it's been 12 years for Kirby.
Yeah, but someone pointed out also that Twitter account, they're saying that about a lot of most of the characters. They're being really aggressive on their tweeting about the movie, and that there were other characters too where they said things very similar to that line. And so they're trying to make us all suspect everybody, which is beautiful.
Oh, of course.
And I love that. Yeah, I love that. I just don't know, man. The one thing about Kirby that makes me a little nervous is the scene in the trailer where Sam is in, it looks like the shrine, and they've got the film behind her, and she's holding that stainless steel handgun, and it is an exact, there it is. That is an exact match to Kirby's weapon. And that concerns me because she basically has Kirby's gun. So that means Kirby either has already died or she's injured. And if she's injured, that's cool. You know, she can survive. But that's the only reason Sam's going to have her weapon. That's a big red flag.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And then another thing too. Here's my question to you guys too, to kind of go off of that. And also, of course, I love that shot in the trailer with Sam, and that look is just a menacing look. It's like, well, what's going on there, man? You know.
Yes.
But bringing Kirby back, do you guys think that it would? I mean, what do you think of the fact that she either would be involved with the killings, or that she would be killed? What do you think of that as far as from, you know, the point of view of her character finally coming back to a movie? People have wanted that for a long time. Do you think it's kind of a waste, or do you think it is what it is?
Personally, I don't think it's a waste, depending on how you approach it. I mean, if there's not like if it's just like, oh, surprise, I'm the killer, like, cool. But like, there needs to be you got to explain that. You got to have that be a connection, have that be a tie-in. You know, if you can, then sure. You know, what if Kirby was involved in Scream 4? You know, I mean, there were clues in Scream 4 that Kirby could have been involved, especially that the one classroom scene. You know, like where he's like Charlie's talking and he's like looking directly at Kirby when he's like talking about like the history and stuff like that or whatever. Like, so maybe you can make that, and he stabs her and leaves her alive just for the purpose of like being an alibi, you know, like, 'cause that was the whole point. I mean, her and Jill were best friends, right? Like, so maybe she knew about it, or maybe she didn't know Charlie was involved. Maybe she knew Jill was involved, and, you know, Jill was kind of like working behind the scenes. I mean, there's ways to tie it in. You just have to make it make sense. If it's just like, oh, Kirby's here, you know, whatever. I do understand the points that people make of like, if you kill her, then what was the point of bringing her back at all? I don't know. It could just be to tie up the loose end. You know, like, it's a fan favorite character that many people wanted. There was a lot of questions of, is she alive? Is she dead? Well, here you go. She's alive. Now we're just going to kill her and make sure that, you know, she's dead. Yeah. You know, I think that could be the point. That could be the purpose. I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what their thought process was to bring her back. And we probably won't know that until the movie happens. You know, did they ever really even plan on bringing her back? Or was the Easter egg just supposed to be a fun little nod and homage to Wes Craven, but it took on a life of its own, and people demanded it so much that it was like, okay, let's bring her back. That's something else. But what do you think, Craven?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the biggest thing is I just don't want to see them bring her back and put her in a paper tiger role, like Sydney was in 5,
Yeah.
and Gail honestly was in 5. They're there, they were there and present, and I loved that. But you didn't let them work really. They
Right.
just you didn't let them out of the cage to go fight and do what they do.
Right.
So I want to I know Kirby's back, but since Kirby's back, I should say, I want to see her like front and center and going for it. I don't want to see her being idle passenger. I want to see her like driving some stuff and really getting in the mix of things, you know?
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing for me. I of course don't want her to die. I'm a bit in that camp of, you know, don't bring her back just to kill her at the first movie. Like,
Right.
you know, I hate that. But at the same time, man, just to say, hey, well, we got her for 3 act, you know, almost the whole movie. If she's there until the end, if that shot of Sam is the 3rd act, I think that is the very final of the movie.
Mhm.
Then we know Kirby's at least there until the end finale of the movie because that's Kirby's weapon. So
Yeah.
that gives me hope that at least we're going to see Kirby for an hour and 40 minutes or so of this movie potentially to get to that last act versus losing her in the middle or something. As far as her being a part of things, it's an interesting idea. It's a big twist for sure. I don't know. I'm in the middle on it. Frankly, I don't really lean either way on that. I'm neutral. I'm okay if she is or not. I just want to see her utilized. That's for me the big one. You
Yeah.
know?
Can I add one more thing real quick, and then
Yeah.
you can add your thing. Is like if you think about it though too, like pretty much every Scream movie has killed off a character that survived the previous movie. Like you had Randy in Scream 2, right?
Cotton.
You had Cotton in Scream 3,
Yeah.
right? Like
That's true.
you know, Scream 5 had several. You had Judy, you had Dewey, you had.
Yep.
So I
Right.
mean, like it wouldn't be that far fetched. Like a lot of people are like, why bring her back just to kill her? It's like, well, then why bring back Randy just to kill him? Why bring back Cotton just to kill him in the opening scene? You know, like I don't think they'll kill Kirby in the opening scene, but I do think it's very possible that she could meet her end, that they brought her back to be one of those impactful deaths. Because not just that, but like you already killed Dewey. Are you really going to kill Gale in this movie? So if you don't kill Gale in this movie, who can you kill that would have that kind of impact? Kirby. You know, who
one
can
of
be
the core 4.
Yeah, who can be the iconic? You know, who can be the iconic character that you love to do that? Yeah, but even the core 4, like people don't like, or at least it doesn't seem that way. At least that people have the connection to the core 4 the way that they do to like a Kirby. Or, like
Dude,
people
if Jenna Ortega is killed, Fate. That is huge if they kill Tara, bro. That is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me would be more. That's like 10 times more stunning than Kirby, because no one's expecting Tara, for the most part, to die.
She's getting too big.
Yeah, well, that's
or to be fair, you got to think too. To that point, because I do think that she survives, but did they know that she was going to be this big star by the time they did this? No.
Right.
You know,
the
by the
lottery.
time, like Scream 5, they had no idea. By the time, like she just recently became this, and a lot of it has to do with Wednesday, right? She just became, so they already filmed the movie, wrote the movie, everything. So they might have written her to die in the film and had her actually die in the film, and you know, and are like, shoot, like we can't go back and refilm the, you know, all of her entire death scene or something. You know what I mean? Like, so it might not be so shocking that she dies, because they might have not had planned on her being this big star. Like it's just something to keep. Something to think about. I don't think she dies.
It is something to think about. Well, here's another thing I want to throw out there just to muddy the waters even more. So I was thinking it was Alex I was talking to, podcast now, and said that I think if you were non, it said that there is one of the characters, and didn't reveal who, of course. One of the characters was filmed dying and surviving, and we don't know who it is. And they've done a dual shot, guys. So they may have shot Tara, for example, as living and dying, and depending on how things go, they have the ability to bring her back, to change it.
I mean,
That's
they've done
smart.
that. They've done that in every
Yeah.
movie. They did it for Randy. They did it for Dewey.
Yeah,
They
Dewey.
did it for,
Yes.
yeah. So I
Yep.
mean, they did it for Chad. They did it for. I mean,
Yep.
so you know,
Mhm.
I mean, it makes sense that they, especially if they thought like, okay, let's kill. Well, we want to kill Tara, you know, but let's just have a way out in case.
Mhm.
And then, you know, maybe test audiences were like, no, you know, depending on
Mhm.
what the response was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
That's a good
definitely
point.
definitely interesting. Yeah. So
Very much
I
so.
don't know. We'll see.
You know, with the beginning of the trailer, you know, when we get to see the scene in the bodega and stuff like that, the one thing that kept coming to my mind, man, I've watched that trailer so many times. Number one, the scene is really good. I'm really digging it. But that ghost face killer looks confident,
Yes.
looks experienced, looks
Stealthy.
like stealthy. I mean, like
Mhm.
I'm talking. Look, man, I do martial arts, so that Ghostface killer was moving better than, than an experienced martial artist. Now I don't know, you know, sometimes in the movie they make those things happen to just, you know, just kind of cover our, you know, way that we can figure out who it is. But especially with that gun, with the shotgun, just one-handed, boom, you know.
Yes.
So I mean, what do you guys think about that? Because that, first of all, that makes me definitely think, because I really believe it's at least 2, if not 3 killers. You know, could be more. You know, they could
Well,
be
there's that
lackeys.
shot. There's that shot that clearly looks like there's multiple killers.
The back-to-back shot.
The back-to-back
where
shot.
Yes.
You see the ghost face that
Mhm.
Melissa, that Samantha is looking at, and then
Yep.
Jenna or Tara is looking at looking at
Yes.
somebody too.
There you
yeah,
go.
that is right
Yep.
there. So
Yep.
Yep.
that clearly shows she's clearly looking at someone.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that at least means there's at least 2 killers.
Well, and
Yeah.
can I point out an observation on this image as well? Is
Sure.
that if you look at Melissa's right arm,
Yes.
she has not
It's
got her
out.
arm facing forward towards that ghost face. It is pointing to the right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Her body, yeah.
So what if there's a ghost face on the sides of them?
Could be several.
Yes.
It could be a
Yeah.
whole circle
'Cause-
around them.
Yeah, because why would she have her arm there? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I totally agree.
Dude, what if we get 4 ghost faces?
Can you imagine that
Oh
though,
my
man?
gosh,
I wouldn't
dude.
mind that. That, or maybe they're tied up. Maybe her
don't
arms
know.
tied up. That could be it
Maybe.
because they are
Yeah,
kind of
but-
back. Like,
Yeah, but Tara's arms are down.
yeah, she could have her hands tied behind her back or tied around Sam, and then Sam
Mhm.
could be tied to a post
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, I guess that's possible. I don't know. It's interesting the way her body's positioned.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and
but-
the look on Jenna's face, it definitely looks like there is something that is absolutely like, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, she just
Mhm.
looks very, very emotional. So to me, if there were three killers, you know, that
Mhm.
would definitely fit. It would fit this. And of course, it was a quick little moment in the trailer, so we don't know until we do know. But just speculating, you know, I would think
Mhm.
there's at least 2, if not 3. I think it would be 3.
Yeah.
I think there's
killers.
at least 3 at the very
Yeah.
least. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if there's more. But to touch on to your Ghostface thing, like
Mhm.
I love it. I mean, to me, it's more modern. Like, you would think that
Yeah.
if a killer is going to do all this stuff, that they would want to learn how to hand-to-hand combat, especially if you're using a knife for everything. You need to
Mhm.
know how to defend yourself. Like, that's the whole thing. Is like Ghostface is always like this, like inexperienced, like doesn't know how to wield a knife, but all of a sudden
Right.
there's just these expert killers. Like, no, it'd make
Mhm.
more sense. Like,
Right.
if you've ever had knife training, like these Ghostface hold it like they've been trained in hand-to-hand combat with the knife. But
Mhm. Mhm.
they're like high school kids and stuff. So it's like if this is a more experienced, you know, trained person, that would make sense, especially in the world we live in now where everyone, you know, MMA and jujitsu and martial arts and all that, just all of that stuff is just so common now.
Mhm.
You know, like everybody does it nowadays growing up, that like it would make sense that you'd have killers that, you know, especially if you're going to up it. Like, imagine if you had a killer that wasn't just clumsy and sloppy and all this stuff, that actually like you threw a punch and they just like grabbed it. and
Yeah,
put
they
you-
knew what to do.
like, you know,
Yeah.
like that I would love that.
Yeah, and
Love it.
especially. Oh, and by the way, Ken, thank you so much for the nice comment. Glad you're
Yeah,
here. Glad you're here.
appreciate it.
Saying been waiting on this trailer breakdown podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank
Nice.
But yeah, and also the fact that if you knew that you were going to be a Ghostface killer, and especially if you're in New York, granted we don't know, where they came from or whatever, but I'm just saying you definitely would want to try to be as prepared as possible, and that really is a modern way of looking at it. We're not in high school anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's time to
Yeah,
get serious.
it's true because I mean, most of our ghost faces, not all of them, but most of them are 17-year-old kids, with the exception of Mickey
Right.
and Mrs. Loomis
Mrs.
and Roman
Loomis. Yep.
and
Yeah.
Angelina.
Yes.
I mean, really, the rest are all like 17, or whatever. And so you would expect, and that's why I never had a problem, and I don't have a problem with some of the clumsiness of Ghostface in those movies, because I don't expect a 17-year-old kid to he's not even a legal adult yet, to be polished and
Right.
under, in these situations. So I always appreciated that, Wes, with that direction. But now, if we're dealing with the aged mask, and we know there's other ghost faces that are not aged masks, we know there's at least 2 other different masks, the clean one, and then like the newer one, and then one that looks like maybe a little older mask, but it's still really clean. And then we have this aged mask. If we are presuming that, and we're presuming here a little bit, that the
Right.
aged mask is the leader, if there is a cult like scenario, this is the older person. This person probably is older, more mature, and the other 2 may be younger. They could be 18, college-year-old
Right.
college kids, 19. But this Ghostface here, that's wearing that mask, I do believe is older, much more trained, mature, experienced even, and they're acting like it in the trailer. I mean, this guy is not stumbling. He's not. Even remember in the scene with Gail's apartment, whenever
Yes.
he throws that body through the bookcase, whoever's body that is, and then he comes out, walks over the couch, and normally that would be Ghostface stumbling over that couch.
Right.
He would have fallen down there.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
not this time.
Well, the other thing too, going back to the bodega, when your buddy comes up to him and has almost that TCM moment, although this was a much better way to do it. Don't get canceled, bro. But
Yeah.
the way that Ghostface dispatches of him and the guy with the shotgun, I'm telling you, man, that is someone that is tactical.
Absolutely.
Now we don't know until the reveal, till we see the movie. Who knows? For all we know, it could be whatever one of the cast members, and that'll be that part of me, as a fighter, that's like, okay, wait a minute, now that doesn't really add up. But as far as from what we see of Ghostface, when he blocked the strike and then he hit him upside the head, that's not just, at least from what I know, that's just not like a regular person's way of striking, of doing things. That's someone that has some type of training. So that's one of the biggest takes I have from that scene. It looks like a very experienced person.
And I have to comment on the boots, because the boots that they show, and I was talking to Eric, the Beauty Entertainment, and he said those were very much like the boots he wore when he was in the Navy. Very a military, tactical style boot that looks different than the boots we've seen in the past. And I don't know, man. And the way that he holds that pump shotgun, dude. And just does what he did,
man.
with like, oh, look at that shot. Good shot, dude. There's a confidence about this character.
Yes. Yep.
Confident in what he's doing. And I love that look when the dude says, hey, you got a problem, buddy, or whatever and he just like tilts his head like, really?
Yeah.
Really? He even nods his head like, really? And just boom. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree.
So
It's John Cena.
Right?
Oh,
no,
gosh.
it's John Wick.
John Wick. There you go.
40 and Fandomus in the chat saying Josh Segura is the only one we have seen so far who could physically pull that stuff off out of the known cast. That's an interesting comment. Ooh, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Is Ghostface, like, what if the killer is somebody we don't know of right now? That's something too. Like what if the one in the Ghostface mask is somebody that we just don't even know right now?
You mean the one that was in the bodega?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the chances of that are probably pretty high, because I mean, you think if there's 3 Ghostface killers, right? It could be 3 or more, maybe it's 4, but whatever. But I would tend to think that there would be one that we don't know, and actually it'd be pretty damn smart if whoever's the leader or the mastermind or whatever it is, the person with the money, whoever it is, to actually hire someone, a hired gun, so to speak, that is tactical or has experience, probably military experience or something like that. That would make total sense.
Ooh. So he comes like he says something like, you don't know me, but you know my client, or you know who hired me. That would be a twist we've never seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
A bunch of or you get radicals that are willing to do whatever for this purpose, that believe in this purpose or something.
That's right.
I mean, look, the level that Ghostface was moving and operating, that wasn't just military training. Like that was like SEAL team training. Like that wasn't your standard military training. Like that was high advanced stuff.
Yeah.
Like the way he was moving and like that wasn't just like your typical like basic training hand-to-hand combat. Like so I mean maybe it's like some radical
hired gun.
Are all part of the hired gun that are all part of it. That'd be kind of cool though.
It would be. That's exactly what comes to my mind, because like I said, unless proven otherwise, that Ghostface, specifically that one, just looks really polished and experienced and confident. Like you move a certain way when you have confidence or you have training, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the way you're trained, is to try to limit your fear response, and that's how you're able to do these things, because you're free of all of that.
Wow.
I don't even want to get going into all the
I'm interested. I'm like, dude, let's get into a karate. This is interesting. Let's just talk about karate for a while.
But it's true, because when you do these types of things, when you've trained in a way to deal with these things, physical art or whatever, you do it constantly for years for a lot of people, so that when you react, you don't even think about it. I mean, I've obviously had that experience myself. I don't even think about the things that I do. They just happen because I've done them thousands and thousands and thousands of times since I was a little kid. Yes, absolutely. Just like in a sport, you shoot free throws, you do it thousands upon thousands upon thousands and thousands of times. So when you're on that line in the game, the hope, and especially for good free throw shooters, is that you just do it and it's not even a thought.
I don't think Shaq got that training.
Shaq never got that training, man.
Did not get that training, dude.
Right.
You know what's gonna be funny though, Night, is when the mask comes off and they reveal the big final reveal. The aged mask comes off. It's Jack Champion, 17-year-old little Jack Champion that weighs 95 pounds.
Oh God,
that's gonna be the kind of mask.
Guy. People will be talking about that forever.
Oh gosh,
snorted a bunch of coke. And
exactly.
He was all hopped up.
That's right.
Real quick too, Pluto is saying, so you guys, Lethal Collective, are okay with them giving us another theater showdown?
I mean,
good question. Good question. Yeah,
the way this in a shrine setting, I'm all for
this.
it.
This is much different than any. Like if this was just in like a like a normal like theatrical theater or something, then I'd be like, this sucks. But this looks like it's like a full-fledged like this is they're in a museum, like a shrine. It's a shrine room, like it's a it's like it's this like it's almost like, and this image really makes me lean. Well, not just this whole scene in general really makes me lean towards like a cult of Ghostface.
I know.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yep.
This almost seems like a place where they would go and worship and like have meetings and talk.
Yes,
they'd all be in their robes, maybe standing side by side, their things, and there's just this obsession, like
totally.
Like that's kind of my this is gonna find out it's just some regular.
Oh, there you go, Blucka. Man, that's it right there.
That's exactly what it's gonna be.
Jack Champion. But seriously, man, it does. It gives off super cult vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really does.
It does. It's creepy, and and I'm also, and I haven't even talked about this yet on live stream or on the couple of videos I released, but I'm really hoping that when we have this shrine scene, I really hope that it's done in a way, I mean, at least from the little bit we saw in the trailer, it looks like it's going to have an ominous type of vibe. I really hope that, the way, I just hope that it's creepy. You know what I'm saying? And that would be really cool to make this. What I'm getting at is this scene or this part of the movie, it could be a couple scenes in the shrine, but this could be something that will be talked about in this franchise for years to come.
Yeah.
If it's done
Absolutely.
right, and it's never been done before. Like, this is exactly what we've been talking about for months and months and months about what we hope for from Scream 6. We wanted something new, something fresh, something that we can talk about and have fun with and something that is memorable. And this could be one of those things. It really, really could. They've got all these all this stuff from all the movies. They got the mask from 2. They got, the victim's clothes. They even got the thing that Derek was hung up on in 2 and stuff like that. It's like they got they got more stuff than the cops could have ever found.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true, man. And dude, yeah, I'm excited, buddy. I'm so excited, and just and then hopefully we'll get the Stu Mocker reveal in 7, baby. The mastermind behind all of it. I don't think it's gonna happen in 6. I've already told you guys that. I do not expect to see Stu in this movie at all.
Right.
But I think 7's got a legit chance, depending on how they end it, how they do the movie. Let's see.
That's right.
They killed the old Ghostface mask is going to be Hank Loomis. Ever since Billy was killed, he's just dedicated his entire life to
Hey,
training.
man.
Why
not?
Entire life
I'll tell
to
you
training.
what, man.
Now he's like 60 and just
sitting back behind a desk calling the shots.
That's right.
Well, the pieces on the chessboard.
What about Henry Zerny, who is in his 60s? This guy's nowhere to be seen in these trailers.
That's right.
What if he's got a hand in this?
Right? Isn't he supposed to be? Isn't he Sam's therapist?
That's what I heard. Was the rumor?
That's what I heard. Yep.
Yeah, is that he's a. What if he's got a part in bankrolling this shrine?
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he wanted her to do therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Could be
Billy's daughter.
Yes.
Could be.
You could have that be.
Yep.
And real quick too, we got Tryhard coming in with a $5 super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Saying it'll be cool if there was always a third killer since the first Scream, and he or she was involved in every movie, and this is the final act reveal. That would be crazy.
Yes, it would.
That would be crazy.
I think the only way you could really make that make sense is if you brought Angelina back.
Good point.
Like if you brought Angelina back, you could tie that in. Like I think you could tie that in rather easily. But like, I mean, Hank maybe, but I don't really see that. But like Angelina, she would have been there with Sydney, and they originally wanted her to be somebody that Sydney went to high school with.
That's right.
That was the original idea, which they never.
Right.
But they also never revealed that one way or another. They never actually we don't know where it was. So, and she knew exactly who Sydney was when she saw her. Like, I mean,
yes, she did.
Obviously, she's playing her, so I imagine she's seen a lot of pictures. But still, she was like almost like, oh, like you're my friend, like I know you type thing, like So, I think that's the only way you could really make that make sense. Like if you had Angelina come back.
Yes.
You knew she knew Roman. You knew she had a connection with Roman. Milton, she had a connection with Milton.
That's right.
All that stuff. Like, so she could have went to high school with Sydney and was connected and all apart. And Roman was there, and she was with Roman that whole time. And both.
Yeah, man, totally.
Like, you could easily make that make sense if it was Sydney, or sorry, if it was Angelina. And
she already stole some of the stab souvenirs to get started on the shrine.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah, see,
so you already know stuff.
You already know she's a klepto, so that's perfect.
Let me just tell you, man. I 100% would have no problems with this theory. If this played out, I would be all for it.
Yeah.
Totally, man.
It would be. Look, if they could pull that off, and like you said, Fate, if it was Angelina, and the way that it's revealed or explained or what have you, and it's really executed in a very good way, that would be bonkers. I mean, that would could you? I mean, I don't know. I can't think of another movie, or I should say another franchise that tied. Well, yeah, no. This would be the 6th movie. I can't think of a franchise that has tied together all their movies like that. And I'm not just talking about having the same actors in a movie, but really tied the whole thread of what's important as far as the plot. Through 6 movies or 6 in a row. So that would be phenomenal, man, if they could do that. Plus, I would love to see Angelina revealed. I
Oh,
think that is, to me, that's a little pot of gold that's just waiting to be found.
it
It'd be just so
is.
fun, and it connects to so many things in the past, like you guys have said. And what a way to, I mean, I'm not trying to sound dramatic about it, but I think it'd be a cool way to kind of, give a nod to Wes, because that's the way that Scream 3 was originally going to be, and of course, well, we know what happened.
That's
The
right.
Weinsteins.
Darn Weinsteins, man. Messed up everything.
They did, man.
I really did.
But this is a way that you could kind of make it right, It'd be
Could.
like,
And it goes back to the original, all the way back to the original with Billy and Stu and everyone else in high school. What a thread for you could unravel. Wow.
Yep, absolutely. Tryhard, thank you so much for that super chat. We really do appreciate it. Seriously. Thank you. Logan coming in too, saying, do you think there'll be a post-credit scene with Sydney talking to the Mastermind and wait to the next movie?
Personally, I don't think so anymore. I do think they had intentions to do something along those lines earlier. Because that was the whole rumor, that the cliffhanger, that they were going to end on a cliffhanger, and that it was going to be Sydney talking to somebody, Ghostface or whomever. I really do think that was what they were going to do or wanted to do, but I don't think that happened anymore. And they already said that they already told us that they rewrote the script to make it fit. So if they do end it on a cliffhanger, it's not going to be with Sydney. Plus, I don't think they'll want to get sued. So.
Point.
No.
That's a very good point. Yeah, it would have been interesting to have seen it, but
yeah, definitely,
it would have been. Yeah. Let's see. Jaden saying, I'm just happy all the other killers besides Billy will be talked about. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that it's so cool. In that shrine scene, you can see the names of the killers. We saw Billy, we saw Charlie. Did we see Amber? I think I saw Amber.
Amber's there. Charlie. Yep, Charlie.
Yeah. So I think it's cool, man. I to be quite honest with you, it's like seeing it now, at least in the trailer and kind of the hopes. It's like, wow, this is a cool ass idea. It really is.
That part of the trailer when it shows the not the curtain, but whatever that thing is, it's pulling up and you see the whole shrine. It's gorgeous. That shot is like my favorite.
Yes, it's a beautiful shot.
And it's not cheesy at all. It's like really well done.
They have a couple really good shots in that trailer. Really good shot. Like I said, the stained glass was really nice.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Gorgeous stuff. Brandon saying, just imagine Sam picking up the mask and you see Billy looking at her and he tells her, you know what to do. I have one more thing for you to take care of. Finds Sidney Prescott and boom, the movie ends.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We talked about that. Is that they really have Sam in some situations where you're thinking that something could happen. And we talked about how this mask is in her jacket. That's her jacket that the mask is in. So either she finds it and something like this could happen, or she took it.
There was the scene with remember we got that still shot of that mask on the ground. Maybe she finds it on the ground and just picks it up before the cops notice it.
Good point.
So that could be something as well.
Yep. Good point. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Thank you for that, Brandon. Real quick too, Colby coming in with the $20 super chat.
Thank you so much, Colby.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Wow, thank you.
Right.
Saying, what's up, guys? Glad to be here with you all. We're glad you're here too.
Yes.
Saying, I want this Ghostface to be more menacing, physically strong, be so cool if one Ghostface is left standing and gets away with it.
I want that too.
Yeah.
Yes. I really hope this is a part 1 of 2. I really do. I hope that this is especially if you have multiple killers, like if you have, say, 3 killers, like do the 2, get the kill, whatever, the traditional Scream standard, and then have that third one get away somehow. Like, especially that stealthy, like that Ghostface. Like, give me that Ghostface that's like super stealthy, super confident, all that stuff. if he could carry into the next one, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, imagine never being able to imagine from a character standpoint, right? Like you know he's still out there, you know he's still alive, you don't know who he is. It could be one of your friends, it could be a family member, it could be anybody. And now you gotta go and operate life as usual.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like,
scary.
yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
knowing
it
like
is.
you could walk into a bathroom and die. Like,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and that's one thing too that comes to my mind is that we have the right setting to have a lot of intensity and tension, and hopefully that this movie will be scary.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it definitely has all the makings of being scary again, and I think that I'm just hoping that it will. You know, scenes that make you just your skin crawl a little bit, or make you sit on the edge of your seat a little bit more. It'd be great for that to kind of come back to Scream, and like I said, they have all the pieces to make it happen in this movie. So,
Yep.
but
Agreed.
yeah, but Colby, thank you so much
Yeah, man.
for that super chat. Very kind of you, and we really appreciate your generosity. And we're all on board with you. We want this Ghostface to be kicking ass. We really do. Also, Hollywood guy coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you,
right.
Hollywood guy. Saying after watching the trailer, it looked like to me that Sam was chasing Tara down the alleyway. I need to rewatch it again. Ooh, well.
I think Sam is actually in the lead. Tara's behind her
Yeah, let me see
in
if I
that
can
little
find that
scene.
image.
Yeah, and so I think Ghostface is chasing both of them down that little back part of the theater. It's part of the. There it is. That's it. Yeah, I can't tell for sure.
That looks like Tara's in
Is
front.
that Tara in front? Okay, so all right, so yeah, so Tara's running. I think they're both being chased by Ghostface. Is my assumption.
Yeah, because in the scene, or at least in the trailer, after you see Tara right there come around, then Sam is right behind her running, and then Ghostface is right behind Sam.
Okay. Yep.
You know, at least the way the trailer shows it. You know. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Sam is technically chasing Tara, but I think but only because she's being chased too.
Right. Right.
But that's true. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, thank you so much for that super chat, Hollywood guy. We appreciate you and all of your support. It means a lot. Yeah. Martin saying that the cliffhanger will be Gale. Ooh.
Maybe. Could,
yeah.
That could be switch it from Sydney to Gale. I do imagine Gale's gonna be more front and center. You know, I mean, we see I'm just glad we got a Gale phone call.
Yes.
That was awesome. That was a great scene. Although it seems like they kind of showed her scene for the most part, because you know she survives and gets away because she's in the movie later on. I don't think that didn't. That was like in the beginning, and then we know that there's moments later on in the film where she's in there, you know, walking with her microphone during the day, all that stuff. And so my guess is that's probably early. Maybe it's the opening scene. That's something that I definitely want to talk about, make a video on. Like, what if Gale is the opening scene, and that one person that gets snatched is the one that gets killed, and you know, maybe there's another kill, and then Gale's the one that ends up surviving. So
yeah, that would be an interesting way to do it, because one, you can have Gale front and center, and you know, you're kind of, at least, you know, especially the general audience will be kind of on pins and needles, but you know, she's not the one that gets killed, you know, and that would be a great way to kind of, you know, do it both ways. She's in that scene, but she doesn't get killed, because like I said, man, that's one of my biggest things. I do not want them to kill Gale. I really don't.
No,
I just think, and it's not just because I love the character and the actress, but I just think it's just kind of to me, it's like in poor taste, you know, when you have these legacy characters that are in these movies, and I don't care what franchise it is, but it's like everybody doesn't have to die, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, they just don't. I mean, it kind of, and the thing of it is, and I know everyone can't have a happy ending either. So, but what I'm saying is that, you know, in horror movies, they do that quite a bit. These legacy characters, they get killed off. And to me, it kind of, I don't want to say it lessens their legacy, but it's just like, damn, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but I just don't want her to die.
Bro, I'm vibing with you 100%, Night.
telling you, man.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Let's see. 40 in fandom is saying, I feel like the Mindy attack in the subway is a hallucination from PTSD. Mindy, either Mindy or Sam seeing that, but it's a fake out.
Very well. That
Ooh,
could make sense. It does look a little strange, like that whole
it does.
sequence. So yeah, I could definitely see that. See something
Yeah,
like that.
that would be interesting. I could deal with that. Yeah, be something a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And real quick as we start winding down here a little bit, we got our good buddy Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times in the
Hey.
chat saying, did y'all notice the scene with Tara hanging and with ghost faces surrounding her and Sam are two different potential final act scenes they did with Sam. Craven, I sent you a message about it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to catch all that, Marcus.
Marcus, I haven't read your message yet. I'm behind on messages today, way behind. So I will
Right.
get to it and respond. I
Nice.
don't know about that. I know the Terra hanging scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one where they're back to back. He's suggesting those are two different potential final act scenes. My thought
Maybe.
was it starts at the back to back scene,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it ends with them in that scenario. Like, just I don't know. I just
That's
thinking
what I
about it.
thought. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And especially if something goes down and someone betrays somebody and there's a big
Mhm.
twist, and then like I said,
Yep.
let's look on Tara's face. I know we talked about this a lot, and we had a couple people, I think Eric being one of them, saying it was a look of kind of like it's okay, kind of let me go, and kind of like
Mhm.
sadness. But to me, there's a lot of intensity in her eyes, and
Yes.
so the question is that malicious intent, or is that disappointment in the sense of feeling betrayed, by Sam? I mean, you never know,
I know.
because when we talked about that, because when they're in that scene with the back-to-back, I can't remember who said it first when we were breaking down the trailer, but someone said when they're in that scene back-to-back, what if Sam betrays Tara?
Mhm.
And then of course we get some of these other scenes going on, and then the scene where she's holding Tara hanging, so I don't know. I mean, who
Mhm.
knows, man? I mean, that would be a twist if all of a sudden Sam turns around and whatever.
Stab
I don't
Or
know.
or if you flipped it, and what if
Flipped it.
Tara turns around right here and stabs Sam in the right shoulder?
In
I
the
would.
right shoulder.
I'd rather see that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather see Tara turn on Sam than
On
Sam
Sam.
turn on Tara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, who knows?
A lot could be going on.
I'm being honest. I don't think that happens. I mean, that could very well. Like, what if that is the third? Like, what if she's telling her just let me go? What if she's trying to pull her off or something?
Right.
Like
Mhm.
that could be where Tara dies for all we know.
It could be.
It
Yeah.
absolutely
She
could
could
be.
just be hanging on for dear life, and Sam's trying to pull her up. She's like, I can't. She's just like, it's okay. Just let me go. It's fine. Like,
Right.
go save yourself.
Right.
Maybe
It's okay.
maybe the building's burning down or something, and it's like, get out.
Right.
Who knows? That could be a million things, but it's a great shot. It really does.
Yeah.
Have some type of like, all right.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's very, very possible.
Very possible, man.
Yeah. And real quick, before we head on out, and also to remind folks, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It definitely will help support the channel. We'd appreciate it.
Yes.
But Tryhard coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Saying, I hope they have some insane creative kills. Ghostface pushing a victim in front of an incoming train at the subway out of nowhere would be crazy.
Yeah, it would.
That would be crazy, man. I hope so too, man. I mean, like I said, if the shotgun is any indication, then and we talked about maybe falling from maybe a particular building could be something too, like
Yep.
you almost have to assume that they have to have at least a couple of kind of big time kills like that because of the setting. I mean, even in Scream 4 we had the fall from the garage, which was pretty insane and cool.
That's right.
So you got to assume we're in New York, baby. You got to use your environment, man.
Yes. I hope they really do. I mean, Tyler says there are several scenes that are very very high tension scenes that are where they're using the environment, the setting. So man, fingers crossed, dude.
Yes, absolutely. I hope so.
Yeah.
But try hard. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the support. It really helps out.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And our good friend Carrie's in the chat saying we need more likes. Everyone, get it up.
Get it up.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it, guys. If you could hit the like button.
Real quick, 4 comments before that Carrie comment. See mail it or whatever. That's something. That's something that I've thought of too. I actually have it like written down. Like, what if this killer, like the killer's collecting items? I wonder if Billy's daughter would be a great one. That's something I thought about too. Is that like, what if it's somebody that's just obsessed with stab? What if it's somebody that's like that, and they have that collection, they have everything, and that's why they're going after Sam this time, because they want her as like a piece of her of like
the legacy,
shrine, like to complete the legacy. Like, that's Billy's daughter. You have Billy in Billy's costume in the case and stuff, and it's the only one in the case. So it makes sense that whoever this killer is obsessed with Billy to an extent, right? Because like, why is that the only one that's in a case and not the other?
Right.
Right.
So, yep. Right.
Like that. So that's the thing. Unless that's the only one that's real. Maybe that's maybe that really is Billy's mask and costume. That could be another reason. But I just think I was thinking the same thing. Like, you have this obsessed collector that that wants to add to their collection. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Yeah,
definitely.
Trophy
exactly.
Yeah, she's a living trophy. Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Well, all right, guys. Well, hey, look, for you guys in the live chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I mean, we've got so many discussions still to have about this trailer, and so many. I mean, even right now, when you said that, Fate, it made me think about 3 other things, concerning, the connections to Sam and how it could be interesting and so forth. There's just so many ways this movie could go, and I think, for me, that's one thing that's really got me so interested in it. I really think that it has the potential to be a very interesting and a really cool story. So fingers are crossed, man. But for you guys in the chat, please give us a like. We'd appreciate it. And also leave us a comment. Let us know more about your thoughts. We saw some of them in the live chat. We couldn't get to them all, of course. But let us know in the comment section some of the things you're thinking about. We can have a discussion with you and also the rest of this community. And we'll be catching you guys later with a lot more Scream 6 talk and content, whether it be on the Lethal Collective or on Fate Decided, Crave It Something Scary, KillJoy Jake, or the Nightwatch Zone. So we will catch you guys later. The Collective has spoken. Peace.